Rule 60(b)(4) of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure acts as a safety net, allowing a party to seek relief from a judgment declared as void.
Under U.S. law, the sanctity and finality of a court's judgment are paramount, yet the judiciary recognizes that certain critical errors can render a judgment invalid.
Rule 60(b)(4) caters precisely to these scenarios, ensuring that the legal process retains its integrity by correcting judgments that should never have been issued. A judgment may be considered void for several reasons, but the foundational issue usually revolves around jurisdictional defects or the violation of a party's due process rights. If a court renders a decision without having the proper authority over the subject matter or the parties involved, or if a party was not given a fair opportunity to present their case, the judgment is typically deemed void. Jurisdictional errors can manifest in various forms, such as a court ruling on a matter beyond its designated scope or failing to ensure the proper service of summons, thereby denying a defendant the chance to be heard. Similarly, due process violations occur when a party is not given adequate notice of the proceedings or a meaningful opportunity to contest the claims against them, both of which are fundamental rights guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution.
What sets Rule 60(b)(4) apart from other subsections of Rule 60 is its focus solely on the legitimacy of the judgment's foundation, rather than on the merits of the underlying case.
It does not entertain whether the initial ruling was correct or incorrect based on the evidence or law. It only addresses whether the judgment was legally and procedurally valid.
One critical aspect of Rule 60(b)(4) is that there is no time limit for filing a motion, unlike other sections of Rule 60(b).
This recognizes the principle that a void judgment cannot acquire validity through the passage of time. If a judgment is void, it is as if it never existed legally, and it can be challenged at any point. Successfully invoking Rule 60(b)(4) requires a clear demonstration that the specific judgment in question was invalid due to jurisdictional errors or due process violations. The evidentiary bar is high because of the implications of declaring a judgment void.
It essentially erases the court's decision, necessitating potentially reopening the case.
It's important to note that the application of Rule 60(b)(4) is not a panacea for all dissatisfactions with a court's ruling. The misuse of this rule to re-litigate unfavorable decisions is discouraged, and courts scrutinize motions under Rule 60(b)(4) to ensure they genuinely pertain to the judgment's validity, not its desirability. In summary, Rule 60(b)(4) serves as an essential corrective mechanism within the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, safeguarding the legal system's foundational principles. It reinforces the notion that justice must be administered fairly and within the bounds of legal authority. By providing a means to address judgments rendered void by jurisdictional and due process oversights, Rule 60(b)(4) helps maintain the integrity and fairness of court proceedings, underscoring the judiciary's commitment to lawful and equitable adjudication. Thanks for joining us today. Remember, what you learned today is for informational purposes and should not be considered as legal advice. If you found our content helpful, consider subscribing to our channel for more legal explainers like this one.